Hello, everyone, and welcome to Coffee and English, the podcast. I'm your host, William, and I'm really here to help you speak English more naturally, step by step, day by day. It's all about making those small, powerful steps that really build up over time. Today, I want to talk about something that's quite simple, but honestly, very powerful. It's about how you can learn to speak English every single day. I'll be speaking quite slowly and clearly so you can easily follow along with me. And of course, repeat after me. That's part of the practice. It's designed to make it as easy as possible for you to just immerse yourself and get comfortable with the sounds. And this applies even if you're really busy, even if you consider yourself a bit shy, and even if, believe it or not, you don't actually live in an English speaking country. Let me tell you something really important, something that I think a lot of people misunderstand. You absolutely do not need to live in the UK or America to speak English well. I mean, so many people think they need to move to London or New York or Sydney just to improve their English. But that's simply not true at all. You also don't need to have a native speaker next to you all the time. And here's the best part. You don't need to study for hours and hours every single night. That's a huge myth. What you really need are small, smart steps, easy steps, the kind that just fit right into your life without feeling like a huge chore. These are steps that are easy to repeat, easy to integrate into your daily routine, and ultimately, these are the steps that will help you feel much more comfortable, much more natural, and most importantly, much more confident when you're using English. So let's begin this journey together, shall we? All right, so what exactly is shadowing? Maybe you've heard this word before, maybe you haven't. It's totally fine either way. But shadowing is actually one of the very best techniques you can use to improve both your speaking and your listening at the exact same time. It's really simple, but it's incredibly powerful, and I definitely want to teach it to you today. So here's how it works, okay? Shadowing basically means copying exactly what you hear in English. You listen to someone speak, like me right now, and then you try to repeat exactly what they say. Think of it like an echo. You are literally just echoing what you hear. And when you're shadowing, you don't stop. You don't try to translate things in your mind from English back to your native language. And you definitely don't need to look up words in a dictionary right in that moment. No, you just copy the sound. You try to speak with the same tone, the same rhythm as the original speaker. It's all about mimicry. So, hey, let's try it together right now, actually. I'm going to say a sentence and I want you to repeat it right after me, okay? I want to speak English fluently. Now you repeat. I listen to English every day. Now you repeat. Shadowing helps me speak better. Now you repeat. Very good. Yeah, that's it. That's shadowing in a nutshell. And at first, it might feel a little bit strange. You might not understand every single word you hear, and that's completely okay. Shadowing isn't really about understanding every single word, actually. It's more about training your brain and your mouth to work together in English. It really helps you get used to how English sounds, how it sort of moves, and how it feels in your mouth when you're speaking it. If you do this often, even just 5 minutes a day, you will seriously start to speak faster, more clearly, and much more naturally. It's a small habit, but it has truly big results. So now let me answer the main question that a lot of you might be thinking. How can you really practice English every single day? Because a lot of students tell me, William, I really want to learn, but I don't have the time. I'm always so busy. And I feel really nervous when I speak. I just don't know how to start. And I always say this, you don't need a lot of time actually. You don't need perfect grammar, and you certainly don't need to wait for the perfect moment. You just need to begin. That's really the key. So let me give you 5 simple but really powerful ways to practice English every single day in your real life wherever you are. All right, step 1. This is, I think, the most important step, and I really want you to remember this. If you want to speak better, you absolutely must listen more. And I mean every day, not just once a week or only in your English class. I mean every single day. Listening helps you learn new words. It really does. It helps you hear the real rhythm of English, how it flows. It trains your ears to understand faster, and it gets you used to how real people actually speak, not just the English you find in textbooks. So, how can you do this, you might ask? Well, you can listen to podcasts like this one, for instance. You can listen to English music. You can watch short videos on YouTube, or you can even listen to short stories or English news specifically made for learners. Here's what I want you to really remember though. You don't need to understand everything 100%. Just let the sounds come into your ears. Even if you only understand 30% or 50%, it's still super useful. You can listen while you walk, while you clean your house, while you cook, or while you exercise, or even while you just rest. Just 10 to 15 minutes a day is really enough to make a big difference. I want you to try to make English your background music, all right?
Okay, so now that you're listening and you're making English your background music, the very next step is to use your voice. Listening, it's great, it really is. But speaking, that's how you actually get strong. That's how you really grow. So, this is where shadowing comes back in. Remember, we talked about it earlier copying what you hear, an echo? After you listen to a sentence or just a short part of an audio, a podcast such as this, for example, just repeat it. Actively repeat it. Try to copy the voice, match the rhythm, the tone. For example, just as before, I want to get better at English. Now you repeat that. I don't understand everything, but I keep going. And you repeat. I'm improving little by little. And you repeat. I really want you to try to do this daily. Just repeat those same sentences again and again, over and over. You'll definitely start to notice that your speaking becomes smoother, your pronunciation becomes clearer, and you'll just feel so much more confident. And just remember, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be practiced. Just keep trying.
So you're listening, you're shadowing. The next step, and this is one of the biggest changes you can actually make to your English, and I'm going to help you do it. It's to start thinking in English. Now, at first, yeah, it's difficult. It really is. You automatically want to translate from your native language, right? But translation, it just takes time and it just slows us down. So, how do we begin thinking in English? Well, I want you to start with really short, simple sentences. Just say them in your mind. For example, when you wake up in the morning, instead of thinking in your language, try it's morning. I'm still sleepy, or I need coffee. When you walk outside, just try simple thoughts such as the sky is blue, the air is cold, I see a dog. And during your day, I'm working, I'm tired, or I want to go home. These are small thoughts, I know, but they really help your brain connect directly to English. No translation, no delay. And later, you can try saying them out loud. Just whisper or speak quietly. It's really having a daily conversation with yourself in English. Okay, so we've talked about listening, we've talked about shadowing, and we've talked about thinking in English. Now, for our fourth step, I want you to read aloud. This is about training your speaking muscles. Reading silently, yeah, that's good, but reading aloud, it's actually much better. It really helps your mouth, your tongue, and your brain work together. So, I want you to choose short, simple texts. This could be a children's book, an English story for beginners, maybe a dialogue from a video or a podcast, just something easy. First, read it slowly and clearly. Really focus on each word. Then, read it again, a little faster. And then again, with even more expression. Try to imagine you're an actor, right? This process really helps your pronunciation, it boosts your fluency, and it definitely builds your confidence. It's really going to the gym, but for your speaking muscles. Okay, so let me tell you something really important now. If you truly want to speak English well, you really shouldn't just study English. You should live with English. What do I mean by that, you might ask? Well, I mean that English shouldn't just be something you do for 30 minutes on Monday night, or only happen in your classroom or with your study book. No, it really should become a part of your real everyday life, just your morning coffee or your favorite app. The more you see English, the more you hear English, and the more you use English in your life, the more natural it'll become for you. And now I want to give you some easy ways to do this, even if you are super busy. First, try changing your phone settings to English. I mean, you probably look at your phone a lot, right? Maybe 50, maybe even 100 times a day. So why not use that time to learn? When you change your phone's language to English, you'll just naturally see English words every time you open it up. You'll pick up words such as settings, airplane mode, brightness, update available, delete, or even download. You don't even need to actively study these words. You just see them many, many times, and pretty soon your brain just remembers them. It just becomes natural. This is what we call passive learning, and it's very helpful. Another tip, write a short diary in English. You don't have to write long essays, no. I just want you to write just 3 short sentences about your day. For example, today I went to work. I was very tired. I drank 2 cups of coffee. Or maybe, it rained this morning. I stayed home. I watched an English video. This is great practice for building simple sentence structure and using real vocabulary from your daily life. If you just do this every night for just 5 minutes, you'll improve more than you probably think. Okay, now here's one of my absolute favorite tips, and it's super powerful. Record a 1-minute voice message every day. Seriously. At the end of your day, just open your phone and record yourself speaking. You can just talk for 1 minute about your day or your plans, your feelings, or maybe something new that you learned. For example, you could say something such as, "Today was busy. I had a meeting in the morning. I made lunch for my family. In the evening, I watched a short English video. And it's totally okay if you make mistakes. No one else has to hear it really. This is just for you. When you listen to yourself, you actually learn so much. You hear your pronunciation, you hear your grammar, and you'll start to notice your common mistakes. And then, well, you can just fix them next time, right? This simple practice really builds confidence, fluency, and self awareness. Next, try joining an English speaking group online. You don't need to wait for a classroom. You can find so many other English learners online. You could join a WhatsApp group or maybe a Telegram channel, or even use websites such as Tandem or Facebook groups that are specifically for English learners. In these groups, you can write short messages, you can send voice notes, you can ask and answer questions. Even just reading what other learners write can be incredibly helpful. This really makes English feel alive. It becomes a way to connect with people, not just a school subject. And finally, my last tip for this section: watch short videos and repeat the sentences. Think about TikTok, Instagram Reels, and YouTube Shorts. They're just full of short, simple English videos. You can choose videos about travel or food or daily life or even funny clips. Honestly, anything you enjoy. Just watch the same video 2 or 3 times. Then pause it and repeat the sentences you hear. Try to copy the voice, the way they speak, their tone, their speed. Even if the video is only 20 seconds long, that's great. It's such a fun and easy way to learn how English is really spoken in daily conversation. So my final message to you is this: using English in your daily life, it's really not difficult. It doesn't take much time, and you don't actually need a teacher to do it. Here's my secret that I really want to share with you. Turn small daily actions into English practice. Instead of saying good morning in your native language, just try saying good morning in English. Instead of writing your to-do list in your mother tongue, just try it in English. Instead of watching 5 minutes of TV in your own language, watch 5 minutes in English. These small actions really build strong habits, and strong habits create confident English speakers. So I want you to remember this. Make English a part of your life. Let it be in your phone, your journal, your thoughts, and your voice. Let it be a part of who you are, not just something you study. When you do this, English won't feel homework anymore. It will feel something you live with. And that's really when real fluency begins. I truly believe in you. Just start today with one small step, and I know you will succeed. See you next